The bridge over Iowa Ave was struck again last week, which will not come as a surprise to Iowa City residents. For them, this has been a common occurrence for as long as they can remember. Sergeant Derek Frank recalls his first encounter with the bridge.
When I was a new officer, I remember covering a collision there involving a box truck, which is what we see. A lot of those were rented box trucks, like U-Hauls and Penske trucks and things like that. And the one that I covered when I was new was a box truck driven by a professor from the university. It's like people that aren't typically driving these, whether they're renting them or whether they're just borrowing trucks that they're not used to. The responsibility is really on the driver. There's a lot of signage there, and it's the responsibility of the driver to be paying attention to that stuff.
This bridge, owned by Crandick Railroad, has been up for over 100 years. With being hit so often, you would think there would be significant damage.
I've never heard of anything structural or anything that has ever affected or having to shut down the railroad at all. It's always, bridge 1, truck 0 on those contests. So it's a variety. Sometimes they just bump into them, sometimes they just hit the chains, and other times they completely destroy the vehicle.
All this damage to vehicles begs the question, why is no one trying to change it?
I've never really heard of a movement or any type of discussions about changing the height of the bridge.
Transportation planner Kent Ralston gave some insight into what raising the bridge would take.
With the way the railroads work and the grades that they have to maintain, I do know that you would have to, if it was elevated, you'd have to start a long ways, either north or south of the structure to make sure they can make their grade. It'd be difficult to lower the street because we're getting close to the water table, I think, so there's some issues there.
It seems that it may be easier for drivers to pay attention than for the city to raise the bridge.